Now, the last video we left off with just having some basic walls here, and we looked at things a little bit in 3D, but I didn't really give you very good information on how to view in 3D, how to orbit and maneuver, and that's what this video is all about. So first of all, I'm orbiting and panning. So the panning, you let me just stop and make a comment. You have to have a 3-button mouse to run ArchiCAD efficiently. Don't try to do it with a 2-button or a 1-button or any other thing. You want to do a big complicated mouse, that's great, but make sure you at least have a mouse wheel and 2 buttons. So if I just hold the wheel and I drag, then it will pan. Make sure that you're set up to do that. So I want to hold the wheel, drag the mouse, and I'm going to pan. If I hold shift, I'm going to hold the mouse wheel again and hold the wheel and spin around. This is going to give me a nice orbit. If I roll my wheel, it's going to zoom in to wherever I point. So if I'm over here, I want to point to there, it's going to zoom into that point. So moving around and getting around is pretty easy. Now, a couple of other things that can be pretty handy. I will show you some of the cut planes. So I'm going to turn on my 3D cuts and I'll go ahead and cancel this. I'm going to take this and put it in the trash to get started. So here's my full 3D view. And if I wanted to do a cut, I can take this cut symbol and drag it and stop wherever I want. And then I hit finalize. And now I can see into the building. If I click this again, I can move it and hit finalize. And what's cool is I can nest these cutting planes together and get right into where I want to work. And if I had a big complex building, I'd see a cross section through the entire building. If I want to get rid of one, I just grab it and then click the delete, drop it into the trash, and it's gone. And then I'm back to seeing the entire model. So this can be really helpful to get you around. Now, a couple of other things is the view tools, 3D projection settings. This window is useful. I believe I have it set up with Shift V on my keyboard shortcuts. So there's 2 different ways to view the model, either in perspective or parallel. I generally am using the perspective unless there's a reason not to. So this is my axiometric type of view. This is all lines are parallel. There's no vanishing edge. If I want to, oh no, that was the reverse. That was the perspective. If I want parallel projections, I can go into here, and this is parallel projections. I'm usually using perspective. It's just a little easier. So that's Shift V. I'll go back into perspective. I can move my sun around. I can adjust where the camera is and what it's looking at. So here's the camera location. Here's what it's looking at. This is at this point. That's the elevation of the camera. It's 20 feet and the target is at 3 feet. So I'm looking kind of down on this building. And there it is. That's exactly what I am doing. And as I move the sun around, you can see that, now I'm in the shadow. So often if I can't see well, I just need to move the sun around. Here's the angle the sun makes to the ground. Here's the rotation of the sun. If I want to set it to a time and date, I can do that as well. I can change the width of the view here, number of degrees. I can roll the camera. So I can do pretty much anything I need to do or want to do. I also have some sunlight settings here if you want to manipulate them. So getting around and checking out what you're doing. The last thing I'm going to show you is the explore mode. And the explore mode allows you to walk through the building. So you just hit the guy down there in the bottom. You can use the arrow keys and your mouse changes your view. The arrow keys move the camera or the man And often, especially for interior shots, you're going to need to get into the building. This is the best way. Page up and page down, move the camera up and down. So this is a nice way to explore the building. So that's covers some of the basics of moving around in 3D, and you'll very quickly become accustomed to it.